Hey everyone, how you doing out there in the land of video? Yes. Well, I tell you what, I'm a big advocate of home ownership, and I want to share a little video with you guys today. Even though I talk about home ownership and how to acquire a home and things of that nature, but I like to bring other people in so they can pretty much let you guys know about what's going on in the market. So in this video here, they're going to talk about how Fannie Mae just pretty much say, hey, we're not going to look at the credit score. You don't have to have a 620. So they pretty much done drop the credit score requirements. So this is going to be a quick little video that we're going to get in 5 or 10 minutes here. Just get into the video here and hear from other people. And I'm going to add my little 2 cents along the way so you guys can kind of see exactly how this process works and say, hey, yeah, even though my credit's not that well, I still can own a home. Let's get to it.
All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to Good Morning Jacksonville. We have a good show planned ahead of you for right now. Time now is 8:53. Buying a home just got a lot more accessible. Fannie Mae has dropped its 620 minimum credit score requirement, opening the door to home ownership for families who may have never qualified before. Local loan officer and real estate expert Darren Gardner is helping spread the word. And Darren, you're joined here with Verona Blocker. Thank you so much for joining us. Rhonda, I should say. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes. This information, when it came into the newsroom, was jaw-dropping for me. Tell me how you all even found out this information. Of course, you two are the experts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's widespread. Came straight from the government, you know. Yeah. So the whole administration, as far as the Trump administration, when they led this effort, they were very excited about it, and they just pushed it out and made sure it channeled down to all our networks. So we do mortgages as well as real estate, so we were getting notifications.
So to start right there is that the Trump administration decided to make this big push out there to help people start buying houses, and not to talk any form of politics here on my channel. I'm all about the real estate side of it. But the other potential administration, which is the Kamala Harris administration, if you guys don't remember, they were, man, I tell people, I always pay attention to things. They were offering $50,000 credit towards your first time home buyer program. That mean you can go out there, get your down payment, get your rehab costs, update costs, closing costs, all of that within that $50,000. So they were offering that as well, but just offering inside a different type of way. Here, Trump administration looks like they're reaching out to Fannie Mae or however they did it to try to get the credit score requirements down to get people buying houses. Let's start back the video.
From the mortgage side as well as the real estate side. So my email, my inbox, my text message, everything just started flooding. Make everyone excited because right now it's a buyer's market.
It is.
It's no longer a seller's market. So what's happening is they're trying to motivate Americans to buy, because right now Americans feel like it's not really a good thing to buy. I see the narrative being pushed, but it's always a good time to purchase ownership. Buying real estate is the #1 way people obtain wealth,
right,
and become millionaires, and it's a fact. And that's the reason why I joined real estate,
and he's right. That is a fact. But most people who buy properties are private buyers, a family looking to buy a house. They're not thinking investments like what we're thinking. They're not thinking long term. They're not thinking cash flow. They're not thinking equity. They're not thinking buying it at a certain price. No, I'm going to sell it in the future. They're just thinking about their forever home. But the statistics show that most people stay in the house for 10 years now, and they move on to another house. So most people are not thinking like that. So those people usually don't tap into their equity until 10 years down the road. But here's the thing. I'm not going to get into it with this video, but most time when it comes to interest rate for the first 5 or 10 years, you're paying a lot of interest on top of that. So you're paying $1,000 a month, maybe $200, $200, $250 is going to your principal. The rest of that is interest. So even though you may go buy a house, it's not going to necessarily build wealth, because if the average of people are moving every 10 years, you're not going to have enough equity inside there to be building wealth. to build wealth in real estate, you really got to be doing real estate, not just buying a house for a personal reason.
Researched that fact, and I actually found out that this is how I get out the rat race.
Yeah. All right. Well, Veronica, when you think about this and you hear from families, first-time homeowners, how do you get them in the likeness of even obtaining home ownership? Because people are afraid to look at their credit score.
Right, they are afraid. And what we do is we just spread out with it, because even when it comes to your credit score, sometimes individuals don't even know what their score is. They may feel that, oh, I can't get one because my score is too low. Sometimes they don't have anything on their credit. But we take them through the challenge of obtaining, going through their credit first, and showing them that it can be done. Even if your credit score is low, we have different ways because we deal with credit repair. So the thing with you is not knowing, and that's where we mess up at, because we don't know, or you have fear. But we just show them different families, you know, give them different testimonies of people that are successful, that thought they didn't have the credit score, but yes, you do have the credit score. So just don't be afraid.
Yeah.
And it's like being afraid of, I can't do this, I can't do this. But credit score, trust me, there is a way. Yeah. And with this one came about, it's a way for it to be done. So
I want to talk a little bit more about renting versus home ownership, Darren. Why is it important to be a homeowner?
Now, they're about to get into renting versus home ownership. Now, in other videos, I would go into more detail about this. Now, there are advantages of renting a house versus buying a house. I call it my 5% rule, and we can get into that in another video. But overall, the majority of the time, owning property is a lot more, you have a lot more control versus renting. But in another video, you guys stay tuned to the channel. Just subscribe to the channel. Definitely like the video. I'm going to show you other videos how you can analyze what's better, renting or buying in your city. But let's finish the video.
Versus renting.
So a lot of people say, hey, I don't want to purchase a home because I'm scared I may not have the money for my mortgage, and what's going to happen. Well, I'll tell the person who say that, well, you should be scared to rent, because if you don't pay your rent on the 1st, you're going to have a letter on the 5th, and your eviction will probably be filed by the 7th, and you'll be out before the 1st. If you don't pay your mortgage, you can go to the 15th without even a fee. Then you turn around the whole next month, you won't even have any more fees. So on top of that, then if you just say you can pay your mortgage for 3 months, then they're going to put you in what they call a modification, and it's so many different programs that the federal government has for people not being able to pay their mortgage. But if you can't pay your rent, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. Yeah. And so home ownership is the safest way to have a roof over your head. That's the safest way.
What do you hope people take away from this interview today?
So overall, guys, this is his icon. What I'm trying to say, home ownership is everything, guys. And look, I preach it all the time. Owning something versus renting something is a whole different ball game. And in people out there, don't be afraid to own a house. Don't be afraid to do that. Hey, I may have to go back to go rent a house one day or rent an apartment. Who knows? But if so, then I know how to do the things the right way to get myself back to a home ownership if I ever had to do that. So Fannie Mae is pretty much moving down these requirements, guys. So it's something that you need to take advantage of. Okay, it's something you guys need to think about going into this new year here. Is that there are opportunities out there. Don't matter, you got a 520, 550. Let's get hooked up with a mortgage lender. Guess what? If you need a mortgage lender, message me here, or go over to my website. It'll be inside the description here. Go to the website, contact me. I got a great mortgage lender here. It don't matter where you at here in the United States of America. We can get you worked out with a mortgage lender, no matter what your credit score. The people that I work with when it comes to mortgage lending, they get people approved for our properties and get them to the closing table. They work, no matter what your credit situation. So if you need the help, go over to my website, or just go to Google Google Poppa Homes, whatever the case may be. Then you will find me there. So hey guys, thank you so much for viewing the video here, and like and subscribe, and let's do deals.